What if one of the greatest structures in human history was built through sacrifice, suffering, and an obsession with survival? The Great Wall of China is one of the most famous landmarks on Earth. Millions of people visit it every year. It stretches across mountains, deserts, valleys, and forests. From a distance, it looks like an incredible symbol of strength and achievement. But behind those massive stones lies a story that most people never hear. A story of fear, a story of war, and a story of countless lives forever connected to the wall. More than 2,000 years ago, China was not a single united nation. Instead, it was divided into competing kingdoms. Each kingdom fought for power, land, and survival. Wars were constant. Borders changed frequently, and danger could come from almost any direction. To the north lived powerful nomadic tribes. These warriors were skilled horsemen who could travel quickly across vast distances. They launched raids on villages and settlements, often disappearing before armies could respond. For many rulers, protecting their people became one of the greatest challenges of the age. Then came a leader who would change Chinese history forever. His name was Qin Shi Huang. He became the first emperor to unite China under one rule. For the first time, many rival kingdoms became part of a single empire. But uniting the nation created a new problem. How could such a massive territory be protected? The emperor understood that military strength alone would not be enough. He needed something larger, something permanent, something that could help defend the empire for generations. His solution was ambitious: connect and expand existing defensive walls into one enormous system. A project unlike anything the world had ever seen. Construction began on a massive scale. Thousands upon thousands of workers were sent to build. Soldiers, farmers, laborers, prisoners. Anyone who could work was often recruited. The conditions were brutal. Workers faced extreme weather, scorching summers, freezing winters, rocky mountains, steep cliffs, and endless physical exhaustion. Many sections of the wall crossed terrain that seemed impossible to build on. Yet the work continued. Day after day, year after year, the builders used whatever materials were available nearby. In some regions they used stone. In others they used packed earth. Later dynasties would improve and strengthen many sections using bricks and advanced construction techniques. One lesson worth thinking about: history shows that great achievements are often built through focus, patience, and long-term thinking. The same principle applies today. Many people create digital products with real value but never learn how to reach the right audience. Creating the product is only the first step. Learning how to market it effectively is what allows people to discover it. If you're interested in learning how digital products are marketed and sold online, you'll find a practical guide in the description that explains the process step by step. Now let's continue. As construction expanded, entire communities became connected to the project. Families watched fathers, brothers, and sons leave for years at a time. Some never returned. Legends began spreading throughout China. Stories of hardship, stories of sacrifice, stories that transformed the wall into something larger than stone and earth. One famous legend tells the story of Meng Jiangnu. According to the tale, her husband was forced to work on the wall. After waiting a long time for his return, she traveled a great distance searching for him. When she finally arrived, she learned that he had died during construction. Her grief was said to be so powerful that part of the wall collapsed. Whether true or not, the story survived because it reflected the emotions of countless families affected by the project. As the years passed, the wall continued growing. Different rulers added new sections. Some repaired old sections. Others expanded them farther into remote regions. The wall slowly became more than a military structure. It became a symbol, a statement of power, a declaration that the empire intended to endure. Yet despite its size, the wall was never an impenetrable barrier. No wall can completely stop human determination. Throughout history, armies sometimes found ways around it. Sometimes they crossed it. Sometimes they were allowed through by political agreements. The wall's greatest value was not simply preventing invasions. It helped monitor movement, control trade routes, transmit warnings, and give defenders valuable time to prepare. Watchtowers became an essential part of the system. Messages could travel surprisingly fast. Smoke signals during the day, fire signals during the night. Information moved from tower to tower across enormous distances. Long before modern communication systems existed, the wall helped connect distant regions of the empire. For centuries, dynasties rose and fell. Kings became emperors. Empires expanded and contracted. Yet the Great Wall remained. Sometimes neglected, sometimes rebuilt, always evolving. Generation after generation contributed to its story. And with each passing century, its importance grew. What began as a defensive project slowly became one of humanity's greatest architectural achievements. By the time later dynasties strengthened the wall with bricks and stone, it had already become a symbol recognized throughout China. A reminder of resilience, a reminder of sacrifice, and a reminder of what people can accomplish when they pursue a vision larger than themselves. As centuries passed, the Great Wall became more than a military defense. It became a symbol of China's determination to survive. But the story of the wall was far from over. Many people believe the Great Wall was built all at once by a single emperor. The truth is very different. The wall we see today is actually the result of work carried out across many centuries. Different dynasties added new sections. Others repaired damaged parts. Some expanded existing defenses. Every generation left its mark on the wall. One of the most important periods came during the Ming dynasty. The Ming rulers faced constant pressure from northern enemies. They understood that older sections of the wall were no longer strong enough. As a result, they launched one of the largest rebuilding efforts in history. Massive stone blocks were transported across difficult terrain. Millions of bricks were produced. Watchtowers were strengthened. Fortresses were expanded. Military outposts were connected. The wall became stronger, taller, and more advanced than ever before. Some sections were built across steep mountain ridges where construction seemed almost impossible. Even today, visitors are amazed by how builders managed to transport materials through such harsh environments. The answer was simple: determination, human effort, and an extraordinary commitment to a long-term goal. One of the most fascinating features of the wall was its communication system. Imagine living in a world without telephones, radios, or the internet. If an enemy army appeared, news needed to travel quickly. The solution was surprisingly effective. Watchtowers stretched across vast distances. When danger appeared, soldiers lit signal fires. Nearby towers saw the signal and repeated it. Within a short period of time, information could travel hundreds of kilometers. For its time, it was one of the most advanced warning systems in the world. The Great Wall also helped regulate trade. Merchants traveled through controlled gates. Goods entered and exited the empire through specific locations. This allowed authorities to monitor commerce and collect taxes. The wall was not simply about keeping people out. It was also about controlling movement and protecting economic stability. Today, one of the biggest myths surrounding the Great Wall is the claim that it can be seen from space with the naked eye. While the wall is incredibly long, astronauts have explained that it is actually very difficult to distinguish from space without assistance. Yet the myth survived because people wanted to believe that such an enormous structure must be visible from beyond Earth. What truly makes the Great Wall remarkable is not its visibility from space. It is the human story behind it. Millions of people contributed to its construction over many generations. Each stone represents effort. Each tower represents planning. Each section represents a chapter in the history of one of the world's oldest civilizations. One lesson worth considering: the builders of the Great Wall understood something many people forget today. Extraordinary results rarely happen overnight. They are created one step at a time. One brick, one tower, one section. The same principle applies to modern success. Whether you're building a business, developing a skill, or creating a digital product, consistent progress often matters more than quick results. If you're interested in learning how digital products are marketed and sold successfully online, you'll find a practical guide in the description that explains proven strategies step by step. Now let's finish the story. Over time, warfare changed. Technology evolved. New weapons appeared. Political systems transformed. The military importance of the Great Wall gradually decreased, but its cultural importance grew stronger than ever. Today, the wall stands as one of the greatest achievements in human history. It attracts millions of visitors from around the world. People walk along paths built centuries ago. They stand in towers where guards once watched distant horizons. They look across mountains and imagine the lives of those who helped create this incredible structure. The Great Wall reminds us that history is not built by a single person. It is built by generations, by workers whose names were forgotten, by leaders whose decisions shaped nations, and by ordinary people who contributed to something larger than themselves. The wall survived wars, empires, dynasties, and the passage of time itself. Not because it was perfect, but because generation after generation believed it was worth preserving. And perhaps that is the greatest lesson of all. The most extraordinary achievements in history are not created in a single day. They are built through patience, persistence, sacrifice, and vision. One stone at a time, one step at a time, one generation at a time. Thank you for listening.